please hit that subscribe button.
Hey everybody.
Better suited to win the Stanley Cup this season. If you are new to the channel, Washington Capitals, the Boston Bruins.
Locked on and he scored! And we're live.
Hey everybody, it's time once again for another series preview, and today we're going to be talking about the 1 versus 8 matchup in the Western Conference, the 1 seed Vegas Golden Knights against the 8 seed Chicago Blackhawks. So I did not think, I'll come right out and say, I did not think Chicago would be here. This is a team that was a 12 seed in the qualifying round. They were able to knock off the 5 seed Oilers, however, and really not, I don't know if convincingly is the right word, but they did a number on Edmonton. Edmonton was very disappointing in that qualifying round, in my opinion. Chicago completely took advantage of it. And Chicago could be a sneaky good veteran team with that mix of youth in there. It's really weird. They have that old core still intact with Duncan Keith, with Patty Kane, with Corey Crawford, Jonathan Taves. They have that cup-winning core still intact. They're all older now, but they also have a lot of youth mixed in there. Young guys like Alex DeBrincat, Dominic Kubalik, Kirby Dach, Dylan Strome, all playing significant roles on this team. So Chicago's an interesting team to gauge. They're not really a young team, but they're not really an old team either. They kind of have both. And, that's something that, could make them sneaky good in these playoffs. And we'll see if they're able to continue to make a run from that low seed spot, which we've definitely seen in the NHL before, so it certainly is a possibility. But Vegas, on the other hand, looked really, really good in the round robin. They went 3-0 playing against the other top teams in the West, and they look scary good right now. This was a team that before the playoffs even started, I said Vegas was one of those teams that was getting overlooked, that was not getting enough just attention and respect as far as being a true cup contender, and then they went out in the round robin and took the number 1 seed in the West. So this is going to be a really, really interesting series, guys, and I think a really fun one to watch. Before we fully get into things, I just ask that you please hit that subscribe button if you're new, and give the video a thumbs up if you haven't yet. Both of those things really help the channel and are much appreciated. But let's start delving into some statistics here, starting with Vegas. They went 39, 24, and 8 in the regular season, 86 points on the year, and they were heading into the round robin, the number 3 seed in the Western Conference. Then they just went out and went undefeated in the round robin, going 3-0, beating the Blues, beating the Avalanche, beating the Stars, and moving up 2 spots to the 1 seed in the West, which now has them matched up against the 8 seed Blackhawks. They're a pretty good offensive team, scoring 3.15 goals for per game, which is 13th in the NHL, so top half of the league offensively. Also top half of the league defensively with 2.94 goals against per game, which is also 13th in the league. So pretty consistent there from Vegas, 13th in the league, both offensively and defensively. Their power play unit was top 10, 22% on the power play on the dot. They're dangerous with the man advantage. They've got an incredibly talented top 6, and they can score. Penalty kill, though, was a big problem for this team, and one of the only real sore spots for this Vegas team has been the penalty kill. They only produced at 76.6% on the PK, 27th in the league this year, so obviously near the bottom of the league, not great. So this is a Vegas team that needs to stay out of the box. If they take penalties, they're going to really have trouble winning because they have trouble killing those off. But when they do stay out of the box, they're a dangerous team for sure. Their leading goal scorer this year was Max Pacioretty with 32 goals, so another 30-goal season for Pacioretty, and he also led the team in points with 66 points on the year. Their leading penalty minute getter was Ryan Reeves. No surprise there, but what might be a little surprising is the number. Only 47 penalty minutes this year for Reeves. So no one on this team even got to 50 penalty minutes this season. So Reeves, obviously, they're one of the toughest guys in the league. He did lead the way, but he didn't really have all that much for penalty minutes this year. Switching over now and looking at Chicago. Chicago this season was just over 500, going 32, 30, and 8 on the year, 72 points. However, That was in the regular season, and they are coming off a huge qualifying round win over the Edmonton Oilers. They won the series 3-1 in 4, and very, very shocking win for Chicago, in my opinion, but they were able to pull it off. Offensively, 2.97 goals for per game for the Blackhawks, 18th in the NHL, so just under the mid-pack there for goals for per game. Defensively, they gave up 3.06 goals against per game, which was 16th in the NHL, so right around that mid-pack spot for team defense. Their power play this year was not very good, only 15.2% on the man advantage. That was 28th in the NHL, so definitely really down near the bottom of the league as far as the power play is concerned. But their penalty kill was good, 82.1% on the PK, 8th in the NHL. On the penalty kill, so a top 10 PK unit, and obviously that's a good thing to have in the playoffs. If you do get some penalties, you got to be able to kill them off, and Chicago can kill them off. Their leading goal scorer this year was, of course, Patrick Kane, 33 goals on the season for Kane. He also led the team in points, 84 points on the year. So Patrick Kane is still one of the absolute best players in the NHL. He's still an absolute superstar, and he produced a massive amount of offense for the Chicago team this year. Their leading penalty minute getter, this might be a little bit surprising, but it was Jonathan Toews this year. 48 penalty minutes on the year for Toews, and this is a team overall that does not get a lot of penalty minutes. They're not an overly physical team. They don't fight a lot. So, you know, it's a little surprising to see Toews at the top of the penalty minute chart, but then when you look at the roster and you realize that there's no real tough guys there, and that's just kind of the way Chicago plays, it's a little less surprising that Toews led the way. But this is going to be an interesting matchup. Obviously, Chicago could have a ton of momentum coming off of that very, big upset over the Oilers. But Vegas is going to have a lot of momentum too after, beating all the other top teams in the Western Conference. I think Vegas is a team that was being overlooked heading into these playoffs. And, with Fleury and Leonard in goal, great tandem there. Incredibly talented top six with Stastny, Pacioretty, Stone, Carlson, Riley Smith, and Jonathan Marchessault. Really, really good top six there. Solid depth. They can get depth scoring. That is a huge boost to the Vegas lineup if they can get their third and fourth lines producing offensively as well. Defense has been a little bit of a question mark, but it certainly didn't look like a question mark in the round robin. I think adding Alec Martinez was huge for this Vegas team. So as far as a prediction goes, I have the Golden Knights winning this one. I just think Vegas is a better team, and one of these teams that I think could make a significant run this year, is a serious cup threat. I have them going to the conference final, and obviously for them to do that, they have to get by Chicago in the first round, and I think that they do that. So I'm going Vegas in 5 in this one. Chicago shocked me with their Edmonton series, so maybe they can do it again. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe the Blackhawks can pull it off. But I do feel like Vegas is going to win this, and they're definitely my pick as I look forward here. But it's going to be a fun series to watch, that's for sure. These are two teams that have both played very well since the restart of the NHL season. And, both have a lot of momentum behind them going in. So we'll see which team's able to continue that and which team ends up going home. But I have Vegas in this one. With that, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. All those links are down in the description. If you'd like to further support the channel, donation link, merch store, and Patreon are down in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.